bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears.
Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Here's Cairo Santos now, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Hey, 5. Run.
Opening play, and Goff wants to pass it. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Detroit. Jameson Williams, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, certainly not a great start. You give up the one-play touchdown, Charles, and it looked like this offense was trying to get the equalizer in one play on the other side.
They certainly were, and I think that the shock of giving up the big play may have forced their hand a little bit in their play calling. They didn't have the discipline to just say, all right, we've got time. Let's go ahead and work it downfield. Oh, you got a big play against us? We're coming right back to you. And it didn't go the way they envisioned.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete. These two teams, they met at Ford Field earlier this season with the Lions winning that ball game. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
We go, 180. Obama. Hey, Shell.
In motion left comes Williams.
11. Attack.
Here's Goff. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Once again, it's Swift. Oh, good move. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run with the Rutgers man, Kyle Monangai. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
What is going on?
Looking to throw is Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You talk about this Lions defense. They've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL, but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir. One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
To throw is gone. It's Williams on the catch. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 34. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. Taken down at the 30. This defense for the Bears, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
2nd down and 6 now. Goff. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gibbs. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
Detroit Lions, first down.
Yes, sir.
First
Yes.
and
Go.
goal at the 6-yard line.
Goff. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Second down.
Hey, lift.
Out of the gun. Gone. This is caught. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with career touchdown number 70. And the Lions are able to add on to that lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get it.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard.
Bears nothing.
$12-0 the score after one on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it as we resume action. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
12.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. A shotgun snap for Goff. Oh, the turnover fuss continues. Here's another interception. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears are going to get the football back at their own 17. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 3. Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 40 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air, Williams. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
10 yards.
The Bears at 4-7 now on the year. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. To throw, it's Williams. He's got his run back out of the backfield. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
9 yards.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll get it inside the 35.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Throwing is Williams. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. To throw, Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line.
That's good.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll run here with Monunga. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun, Williams. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
It's now 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Williams. And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10.
180. Hey, let's go. Let's go, Brown.
Goff now to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So line of scrimmage still a 39 on 2nd and 10.
Super. Value 3. Value 3. Go, 12. Let's go.
Here's Goff. Oh, he finds his running back who snuck right down the middle of the field. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
The point after through the raindrops up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Bears. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. Crease here as he's past the 30. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Big loss here as he's taken down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile.
Whirling. Ric Flair. 180. 76, tell him. 76. 76. What's up?
Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
20. 4 down. Five. What's up?
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll try and do this himself. And yet again, Goff is intercepted.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
So the first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Suddenly, it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
We'll get this off to Swift.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
DeAndre Swift.
is winding down. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Now the point after try for Santos. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Makes the score Lions 19, Bears 14. Cairo Santos to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
The final shot before break here. Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. They'll go play action here with Williams. Open man down the field, that's Bowden. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And the Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here's Williams. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Well, he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
3-yard pickup.
I think you would agree. Just a good decision right there. Goes for the safe play, gets some yardage out of it.
And showed some toughness as well. As you noted, he stayed right in there. Solid rush was coming. Hung in there, took the hit, dumped it out to the outside, and now they pick up some yardage, and you have a back that's grateful to you and will continue to make plays.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. To throw once more, here's Williams. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Colston Loveland, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Bears have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2.
Here we go.
Bears will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And he'll get into the end zone to push the lead up to a field goal. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they're going on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now gone. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. But he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
12 yards.
McGoffin Williams hooking up there for a Lions first.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
2 for 66.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He gets this out right to Gibbs. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
2 yards on the cover. It's second and 8. 23-yard line.
Goff. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
And the Lions first down. First and goal. Detroit.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's the former Bear. This is David Montgomery. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line. A gain of 5 yards brings up 3rd and goal.
So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw, Goff. Yeah, he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt.
Bates' kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Well, this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
61 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 36. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Here's Monangai.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just float from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Williams. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
To the air, Williams. And this is going to be intercepted. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And they will take a 7-point lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Looking to throw is Williams. There's a short one caught by Logan. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now Thompson. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's Thompson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. How about the call to come with the blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, sometimes they just make a change on defense, say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he is going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout.
That's another Bears 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Back to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
brings up
Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so, but it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here's 2nd down. They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
It's a gain of 4.
Well, if you're going to have a relay race, you're probably going to pick your backs and receivers to run it, but don't underestimate the conditioning of the offensive line. They're out there just dictating things, staying on the field, and keeping a long drive going.
Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's 3rd down.
Back to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Defensively now, one more play to stop. What are they looking for?
You want to take away their number 1 running option that you've scouted and take away their number 1 receiver and see if someone else can beat you.
One final try for Thompson.
And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. So this one's over. It's a win for the